What is up, DTube Steam Blockchain? So today I want to do a video talking a little bit about that time is probably on your side. Now, of course, this depends on the age of where a person is in their life and so on, and maybe they have a disease or whatever. But if you're in your 20s, 30s, even 40s, maybe even 50s, you still got some time left, and it's really interesting now because times are sort of gonna roll a little bit faster the next few years, I think, because you have an exponential growth curve on people thinking for themselves, thinking more than in the past. And it is an exponential curve and people thinking more every year now and trying to get to the truthful things. What is the best system? What should we do? What should I do? All of this. And just because people are starting to cross-check information with other people more and more in a global way, also using the internet, it's really interesting because you get this, like, eventually you somewhat get this real-time system where people are sort of aware of stuff that they wasn't aware of in the past. And it's really interesting because once you do this, eventually time is somewhat on your side. What I mean is, people are going to start to adopt better stuff faster. New technology, new software, new hardware. When they see the benefit of it, they will move faster into it when we have faster communication. So what that's eventually is going to happen is people are going to realize you need less repetition of stuff then eventually, because people are going to move into better stuff faster at an exponential rate. And the more people they're using better stuff faster, the more people are going to realize that a lot of data is like they don't have to go over it again and again and again. Kind of, if you consider, for example, the news, how that sort of works on a day-to-day basis, you can sort of see the pattern and that you're sort of following a script. And eventually you can somewhat already be like, well, we already covered this. Shouldn't we sort of look at a solution to this? And eventually people are going to move into those thinking patterns. They're going to look at solutions and what people can do, how they can create win-win systems. So take 2019, for example, a very, very interesting year. I started to see some real decentralized exchange, a real trustless interest system based on tokens. And both those two big innovations just came out of this year. So, and also this year we had an amazing upgrade of smartphones, Galaxy S10, Galaxy S10 Plus. I mean, truly paradigm shifting phones where they really feel 3 times faster than the Galaxy S8, to be honest, in terms of how fast it can compute things, how good the camera is. And next year, 2020s, we're gonna get 108 megapixel Galaxy S11 and Huawei P40 with 10x optical zoom and so on. So you see this this exponential curve of better, improved technology, faster token systems, faster ways to exchange value. For example, this year a lot of people discovered Telegram, how amazing it is in terms of sharing information faster. And and it's really interesting. For example, I found there was one Telegram group you can download a full movie right in the group. You don't even have to, I don't know, go somewhere else and get it. Like, download it, 10 minutes, you're done. You can watch it instantly. it saves so much time and energy, and it's really, really fascinating. So, and now we have this like 2020 decade coming in, machine learning is going to grow massive. And this year alone also we saw amazing text generators, talk to transformer.com, GPT-2, machine learning. We saw deepfake videos on the rise. We see deepfake voice technology on the rise. We see more experimentations with blockchains and tokens, and we had higher quality video that informs people about stuff that a few years ago they would not have access to information so quick that they can right now. So time is probably on your side. What I mean with that is, I mean, at this speed of technology at the moment, in 5 years, I mean, imagine what we're gonna have in terms of the speed of technology, and how amazing it's going to probably work in terms of, you know, speed up and everything. And what's gonna happen then is people have more time over. So technology is going to speed up a lot of stuff, so you don't have to do those manual tasks. So you're going to have this automation movement coming in. So that means you have more time over to do what I would like to call research and development. And it's these tasks that seems like it's not really doing anything, because you're mainly gathering knowledge and collecting information and organizing it. And it looks like you're not really doing anything. Like, it looks like you're not being productive, but you're actually being very, very productive, because you're organizing so much data. So you get a better understanding of things. So if someone want to know something about this new field, you can explain it very, very fast, and you probably can become better at speaking your point or your view on things, because you used to have gathered more knowledge. Research and development, what I would like to call it. Probably eventually this is not going to be needed so much, because we're going to have better technology, better AI, that just sorts data much better than you ever can do. So that means way more time saving. And it means that eventually humans can move into this sort of field where can really start to look at how we can expand people's borders of ignorance. Because right now many people are very, very ignorant about stuff. There is a lot of stuff they're not really aware of, and explaining a lot of these things to them at the moment, it takes a little bit too long, because it's groundbreaking technology. But in a few years we can probably explain it super, super fast, because we're gonna have the help of better software and better hardware. So time is probably on your side. So for example, I see a lot of people, they are like super concerned about 10 years or 20 years into the future, and they're not even aware of the amazing technology we already have right now that can solve most of those things that people are sort of concerned about. It's a transition phase in many ways, I would say. Transition phase to other ways to look at the world, and people probably is going to become more aware of how a person's identity is sort of set up, and how they can sort of expand the idea of how they identify with things. So for example, right now people get so identified with like everything that they touch or see, but probably in the future people are going to realize that that is just a small thing. It's not really the full thing, you know. And you want people to sort of have a more expansive view of life, you know, see the complete picture, not just be super focused on one tiny aspect of life. So time is probably on your side. So for example, is 2090 or 2020 to 2030, is this going to be the same same sort of slow change as we saw from 2010 to 2019? I don't think so. I think it's going to speed up. I think it's going to speed up massively, and that it's truly going to transform human societies a lot, and do that at a very or do that in a very short time frame. That's not going to be linear. It's going to be exponential. So people look at everything in linear terms, and we are saying, well, this technology is not going in linear terms. It's going straight up to the moon. So that's probably what people are saying, to the moon, a lot these days. So that is what I wanted to talk a little bit about today. So I think a lot of things that people are doing right now is going to be obsolete in 3 to 5 years. Because most of the stuff that people are doing is organizing data, or sending some email, or doing some phone call, but it's very petty stuff that people are doing, and it's kind of interesting because a lot of this it's kind of hard to speed up at the moment, because it's like people need to get new hardware. Sometimes maybe they have slow internet connection, sometimes maybe they have running bad software or whatever. There's so many petty things that sort of slow things down, but when they get these new high-end devices and new software and blockchain technology and everything, then it's going to be like they're entering a highway. So they were driving on this slow road, and then they enter a real highway where, whoa, stuff is really happening fast here. And that's really where you sort of want to take things to, so people don't have to do these super petty things. Many of these petty things, like, people are very proud of them and they think they're doing some big thing. Then they're gonna realize, wait, this was just a small thing, you know. So yeah, I think time is on most people's side, and that people are really gonna enjoy the benefits of AI, and yeah, people are really gonna enjoy the benefits of AI. So that's going to be nice to see, and see it be rolled out. Yeah, that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Have a great day, DTube and Steem Blockchain. Bye-bye.